This is the second video in a two-part series looking at how we navigate through the platform. In the first video, we took a look through our Discover tab, our library and tasks and how we assign tasks. But we're now going to move on to look at the second parts of the platform in assessments, competitions and insights. Beyond tasks, we can also assign content as an assessment. When I come here to the assessments tab, that's going to give me a few different options. Very similar to the task space, we have our filters up the top for our classes and the timeframes. We can also view sample reports and access some overarching insights here by the assessment completion report option. But we can assign our assessments from here as well. We come up here to the blue button, click on that, and we have our two key options. When we're assigning a quiz, we're going to be leaning heavily on the content already in the EP library to generate a question bank and select how many questions, provide that to students. We have another separate video looking at that one as well, diving into the different options and use cases there. Where we have already created an assessment that is existing in our library, we can select this option here to filter down the library and be able to issue that assessment out itself. The last but not least two important options here in our menu are competitions and insights. Competitions are a great way of being able to provide students choice and or access the official EP contests that are going to be happening throughout the year. You can use the blue assign button up here to set up your own contest or competition and get that running for your students. When we look at the Insights tab, this is where we can collect together data about how students are progressing as a whole, outside of just their task or assessments or competition progress. This is a great tab for viewing what's happening overall in your school and for also tracking what's happening in your specific classes to see those patterns of behavior that are there. Now, the school that we're in doesn't have real students, so the data here isn't going to be looking too fantastic, but there are a few different options along the top that we can go over quickly. Our first option here, the class report, will show you a track of everything that's been happening for a specific class. You can use the filters up here to change classes, and it's also possible to select the whole school if you want to go in from this angle. If you are wanting to look at the whole school, when we come back, you can see there's an option there called Full School Report, which essentially launches into this same view here, but selecting all classes inside of a school. As you can see, we can track down the student engagement, class breakdown of different types of activities assigned for the selected classes, a list of the tasks that have been completed, their progress, and assessments. This is a great way of keeping tabs or seeing an overall of your usage of EP for a particular class or your classes and helping to understand those patterns of usage or students that you need to dive into and provide some more support. Similarly, if we want to take a more focused view, we can look at a task completion or assessments results view, where the task completion is going to list, just as the name suggests, all the different tasks that have been completed. A nice way of keeping a sort of scorecard to see how students individually are tracking with their type of participation. Clicking into any of these names brings you through to a more student-focused view, similar to the class report we were looking at, to drill down into how individual students are actually operating. The assessment report works in a very similar way. If we come back a few steps, where we can see that at the assessment level and can dive in from there. And then our full school report, as we mentioned, is going to dive in from the whole school level, changing that filter from just your classes to all classes being selected and providing those same options that you can dive on into. If you get lost wandering around at any point, then clicking on the EP logo will take you back here to the homepage. The other thing you can do is, if you do need any support, come on down here to the bottom left of our screen, click on support. You've got a couple of different options that are here. Book a call will connect you up to whoever is tied to your school, so you can connect into their calendar and get them to drop you a line or set up a remote meeting. Or Get Support will allow you to troubleshoot on the fly, a few different options that are here. Instant Answers will connect you up with help articles from our help site, help.educationperfect.com, and the Ask Us option will be a quick way of getting in touch with our customer support team, who will be here to get back to you. We will be having more videos coming looking at different functions inside the platform. So for a lot of parts that we talked about today, we're going to be taking a deeper dive. That includes different things like the Discover tab, working with our library, tasks, assessments, competitions, and getting the most out of insights. So keep your eyes peeled to the channel for those. Otherwise, if there's anything that you need, just reach out and get in touch. We're here to help however we can.